People of the world, friends and relatives, do you like tips and tricks? You do, right? Okay, perfect. Hang on. Show of hands, who here likes bad habits? Honestly, if you like bad habits or dislike bad habits, this video is going to be great for you because I'm going to list some bad habits. If you like them, great, take them, run with them. If you don't like them, eliminate them, exterminate them completely with extreme prejudice. People of the world, friends and relatives, my name's Stuart Alexander Lehman-brown. This is basically it's like a podcast. It's just an excuse for me to talk, but there are legit tips and tricks for you. I'm not used to making videos that don't have like a one definite, like learn this song. And then so I was like, what do I title this video? And so I went and I asked my best friend ChatGPT. You guys know ChatGPT, and I said, what should I title my video that's made up of 11 bad habits on guitar? And I'm not joking. ChatGPT said, you should call it 9 bad habits you need to break right now. And then, okay, full transparency, later on, I decided that I actually wanted to bring it down to 9 bad habits so it wasn't quite as long, but I was like, no! You can't let that stupid computer win, so just out of spite, I'm keeping it at 11 bad habits. People of the world, friends and relatives, third time I said that today, you know my confidence level is low when I welcome you in like 18 times at the beginning of the video. I feel like the number one golden rule of making a video like this is just jump into the content immediately. So why don't I spend 4 minutes talking about ChatGPT and about me being nervous. People of the world, friends and relatives, tip number 1. Bad habit number 1. Gosh darn it, I don't even know what the premise of the video is. Bad habit number 1 is holding your guitar at this angle like this. I think people do this so they can like lean over and see each string and see where each finger is. But there are so many bad things about this. Number 1, I sound like such an old man saying this, but you're gonna hurt your neck doing this. Like, I'm convinced you can actually do serious damage to your neck by leaning over and looking at your guitar like this. Here's another thing though. If you need to look at each string and each finger to be able to play stuff, you're kind of approaching it wrong. You want to be able to feel the strings. I'm not saying you're not allowed to look at your hands. I glance at my hands all the time, but from my perspective when I'm playing, I can't really see each string. I can see the frets and I can sort of see the strings, but I'm just doing it by feel. At the beginning, I know you need to look at your fingers a little bit, but do it minimally and really get used to doing it by feel, not by having this perfect view of every finger. Hold your guitar almost completely vertical and leaned back just a little bit. You see that? Not like this. And goodness forbid, don't do it like this. That's how I did it when I started. Terrible, awful, miserable, horrible, embarrassing. Bad habit number 2. Oh, I need the electric guitar for this one. Bad habit number 2. Okay, wait, actually I forgot with the first one. The other thing is if your guitar is at this bad angle, you end up bending your wrist and it's hard to reach the things, so it's... Okay, but now we're actually on to bad habit number 2. Is tightening up your output jack with your fingers. Like mine is loose right now, so that's no good. So I'm tempted to just go, okay, I'll just tighten it with my fingers. And you tighten it as much as you can with your fingers, but you can't really tighten it with your fingers. All you're really doing is making all the electronic stuff in there spin around, and eventually after it spins around enough, the little wires are just gonna break, and then you're gonna have to open it up and fix it with a soldering iron, and none of us want to do that. So what do? You have to get a wrench. They have a little what's it called? A nut driver? That's what it's called. No. Guys, please, it's called a nut driver. And you just need a tool. You need a tool that can actually do it and firmly get it into place. You can also use like a little drop of super glue and put it right on the threads there, and then it'll stay put for quite a while. Bad habit number 3. Bad habit number 3 is probably the biggest one on this whole list. The bad habit that I think a lot of people have is they only play by themselves and they don't play along with recordings. So I know a lot of us just don't really want to go and play with other people. It just sounds like a lot of work, very stressful. It's true. It's true. I think it's a great idea to have experience playing with other people. But if you are unwilling or unable to do that, play along with recordings. If you only ever play by yourself, your rhythm is never really going to develop. Put on a recording of a song. You can even slow it down. You can go on YouTube and set it to 75% speed. Play along with it. Your sense of rhythm and timing and groove will be so much better. Bad habit number 4. Let me switch back to acoustic. Also, I dropped my pick somewhere. I feel like I'm doing a live stream. I feel very flustered. Bad habit number 4 is playing the open E string, the top string, when you're strumming a D chord, an F chord, an A chord, or a C chord. Listen to this. Here's a D chord, the way I play it. Oh, beautiful. I've got my thumb up over the top, just touching the top string and muting it. Now, if I get rid of my thumb, so the top string is open, it's a terrible, horrible, miserable piece of crap. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Uncle Stuart, they sounded almost exactly the same. If I'm being honest, I couldn't even really tell the difference. Yeah, exactly. If you're not used to hearing the difference, you don't right away notice how ugly that open E string sounds with the chord. So you don't really notice it. But then later on, you'll hear like a recording of yourself or something, and you'll go like, how come my guitar playing just doesn't sound that good? It's that open E string is the phantom menace that just sneaks into everything and makes it sound muddy and goopy and not very nice. So the tip to break that bad habit is just on those 4 chords, D, F, C, and A, have your thumb over the top, muting the top string. You can do it. I promise you can do it. You don't have to like curl your thumb all the way over. You just need to mush down a little bit of your thumb onto the string. Bad habit number 5. This is a twofer, a 2-for-1. Bad habit number 5 is only using the tips of your fingers for everything. So if you're playing like a melody and you're trying to use the tips of your fingers, it's very difficult. And when you try to go fast, it's just you get all tense and you miss the strings. If you're playing single notes, single strings, lay your fingers flat. You can use the pad of your finger, look. So much easier. You do not always have to use the tips. You can lay it flat. Now, the other side of this bad habit is if you use the pads of your fingers when you're playing chords. Bad idea. For chords, you almost always want to use the tips of your fingers. Sometimes you can get away with using the pad of your finger a little bit, but in general, tips of your fingers for chords, pads of your fingers for single notes. That one might be a little bit controversial, but I'm right. All right. Bad habit number 6 is bending your left wrist too much. Remember when I was talking about the angle thing? I was talking about bending your wrist. So basically, if you ever find yourself bending your wrist like that, for bar chords, people do that a lot, but also for other chords. People bend their, even for single notes, people bend their wrist. I think that is the core of all bad technique on guitar. You want to keep your wrist relaxed, but pretty straight. Acceptable. When I play a bar chord, look at that. My wrist isn't, it's got a little bit of a slope to it, but I'm not doing that. I'm like this. So that's something that'll take like years to get good at, but your wrist should be pretty much straight all the time. All right, excellent. Thanks for that one, Uncle Stuart. Really good tip. Bad habit number 7 is fretting in the middle of the fret instead of right up against the fret. So look, if I'm playing 3rd fret, 2nd string from the top, it seems like you have all this space to put your finger. Great, I'll just put it right there in the middle. No, come on. You want to get right up to the fret, so it looks like your finger is like spilling over into the next fret. That's where you want to be. Watch, listen to this. If I slide my finger over, check it out. Guys, you want to get right up next to the fret. It's less buzzy. You also, if you're right up next to the fret, you don't have to push quite as hard. If you're in the middle, you have to push really hard to make it sound good. If you're right here, you barely even have to push at all. Same thing with chords. Look at my C chord. I'm not like this. I'm like that. Sometimes, like for an A chord, look, you just got to do what you can. I can't get every single finger right up against the fret, but I get as close as I can, you guys. All right, thanks. I feel like these tips are getting worse and worse. I mean, these bad habits. Bad habit number 8 is only ever practicing sitting down. Especially this one's bad if you're gonna perform standing up. I cannot tell you the number of bands I've been in where we practice sitting down and then we go to a gig and we're standing up and it's just like everything feels completely different. So whether you're practicing on your own or in a group rehearsal setting, spend at least, I'm gonna say at least like, I don't know. I was gonna say at least 50% of the time standing up when you practice, but I'm not, come on. I'm not gonna stand up and practice at home. That's like the sort of thing that psychopaths do. Bad habit number 9 is never using the pinky of your left hand. You know, you can do a lot with just pointer, middle, and ring finger, but I'm telling you, pinky, I think I use my pinky second most, only second to my pointer finger. So use your pinky first. Your pinky is strong. Look, look, this pinky, the one on my right hand, I don't use at all. The one on my left hand, I use all the time. Look, the pinky on my left hand is bigger than the other one. It doesn't really look like it. This one is bigger. Can you tell? You can't tell at all. Never mind. I don't know what. There wasn't really any purpose to that anyway. It has calluses and maybe muscle built up in it. What I'm trying to say is I have a strong pinky. Do you want to have a pinky challenge? Let's do it, but later though. I'm busy making a video right now. Use the pinky of your left hand. That's the bad habit tip. The bad thing is not using it. The good thing is using it. Oh my God. Bad habit number 10 is only playing the easy parts of songs. You play that fun easy part every time you pick up your guitar. You get better and better at the easy part, but then you're just atrociously terrible at the hard part. Or maybe not even the hard part, just like the medium part, but you just never play it. So I don't even remember how that part goes. So then you don't play any full songs and everyone thinks you're a failure of a human being. This takes a little bit of discipline, but it's pretty easy to rectify. It's just when you pick up your guitar and start playing a song, you don't always have to start at the beginning of the song. You don't always have to start with the easy part. Just sometimes start in the middle of the song with the annoying part to play. You don't have to sit there and play it for 5 minutes. Just play the annoying part like once or twice through. I bet that's more than you've played it in the last week. Anyway, just start. Don't always start with the easy part. Sometimes start with the not easy part. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. Tip number 11. Why didn't I end? I should have ended it with like a special tip, but this is just a normal tip. The bad habit is always holding your pick flat against the string and just plucking with the pick. Can you see this? Look. Okay. Oh, gosh. Okay. Look, see how my pick is just flat against the string? Like, worse things have happened in the world. But what you really want to do is hold it at an angle like that, like a 45-degree angle from the string. It's going to be a little bit more aggressive sounding. It's going to have a little more personality. It's going to be a little bit like darker sounding. Look, flat, angled. Oh, look, okay, now I'm gonna play a little melody. Everybody's favorite, listen to this. Here it is with the flat pick. Now here it is with the angled pick. Yes, I am aware that sounded basically exactly the same. But I think the angle was better. Okay, this is really good. I thought this video was gonna be so much better.